We must always be on the cutting edge. That is why we are also proudly reasserting America's legacy of leadership in space. Our foreign competitors and adversaries have already begun weaponizing space, developing new technologies to disrupt vital communications, blind satellites, and you look at what they're doing. They've given me rundowns. I've seen things that you don't even want to see, what they're doing and how advanced they are. We'll be catching them very shortly.
Hey friends, how's it going? It is August 13th, and on this beautiful Monday evening, we'll be going over the latest Q posts. We'll also go over a short Serial Brain 2 blog that he posted, I believe, 2 days ago. We have memes. Also, Netflix's CFO stepped down today. Epstien Island is back in the mix, and Peter Strzok's firing. If you're new to this channel, please click the blue bell to get notifications because I have been shadow banned, and when I do post, you'll know about it by clicking the bell. Also, beforehand, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, click that like button so that this video gets pushed into another algorithm, which more people will get to view it, thus spreading the truth outwardly furthermore. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop into this. This is True Reporting. So, as we see here, Trump said, as in the intro, boom, Trump just said live, I've seen things that you don't even want to see. What they are doing and how advanced they are, will be catching them very shortly. We will be so far ahead of them in a very short time, your head will spin. I don't think he was just talking about the Space Force. Could be not. I thought he was talking about advancements, maybe things like, zero gravity crafts, these sort of things that can, break time, space continuum. Are we that advanced? I guarantee you we are, because if the Germans had it back in the 30s, just think of what we have now. And he could be talking about what else could be making our head spin, dropping of some Hillary Clinton video, or, anything to that nature, to that effect, would be damning to them, and it would make a lot of normies, question reality, just to be frank about things. But, yeah, I wanted to start off with that. So let's go through some memes, right? All right, let's start here. The first time he looks out the window of his mighty fine, used but nice jet and sees two silver discs waving beside him as an escort, he is going to know it all. This is a man who is not afraid. He is going to know it all. Not only will he learn about the energy systems that have been kept from the American people and the world, used exclusively for the military and the privileged, he is going to expose it all. He had no problem doing what he has just done. He is fearless. He is fearless because he is an optimist. He knows there is more that can be made. Do you understand? You will learn that there are other alien civilizations. The whole world will learn it. Ramtha, December 8th, 2016. Now, why am I reading this? President Trump and the New World Order, the Ramtha Trump prophecy. Why am I reading this? Because one of the Q trip codes leads to a book called the Ramtha. Ramtha, maybe. I don't know the pronunciation, but this is a series of quotes that is in this book. And like I said, if you go look at all the trip codes to Q's posts, they will direct you to books. And I've gone over this, and this is one of the narrative parts in one of the books. So I find this very interesting, and which goes along with today's podcast. So just look into that. Look at these. It could just be this and that, but I don't think Q would have done those trip codes. I think everything's calculated. We'll just leave it at that. So we'll look here, and this also has to do with a Q post. We see this Satan. Satan, he is just misunderstood. The American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations. Basically, this is just a Twitter account that is according to Q, followed by many, many big league people. And right here we say, F Christians, hail Satan. So we'll get into that a little later. I believe it's in a Q post. Right here, so we see that Epstein Island is back in the news. If you wanted to check out one of my videos, I believe it's entitled Epstein Island Tunnels. I will post that at the end of this podcast, so it will be, I guess, the next video coming up. So definitely check that out because a ton of information. I believe McAllister TV gave me a shout out to that months back. It was a pretty good video, so check that out. It has a lot of information, including this right here. Epstein Island, which is back in the Q post. Sundial with an infant's face in the middle. More eyes on this, please. So as you can see, it's a baby's face right here on the sundial. That is on Epstein Island, a known pedophile, a known for Lolita Express, his private plane that carried many high-level people, including Bill Clinton, including a lot of politicians, a lot of actors, a lot of athletes. So what could be going on there? And I'm sure you heard of this today. This is all over Reddit. This is all over all mainstream media. Representative Jim Jordan tweeted, "Struck fire today. Never forget. Director Comey fired. Department Director McCabe fired. Chief Counsel Baker demoted, left. Chief of Staff Rubicki left. FBI Counsel Page demoted, then left. Department Director of Counterintelligence struck, demoted, then fired. Never seen a federal agency where that has happened." And we've seen all the resignations from all of the CEOs and also in Congress. So, more proof. And I would like to thank, let me see if I have her post. I believe it was Trump woman, maybe? Trump woman. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but she sent this to me. This is incredible. It says, QAnon comes to Detroit. These were passed out on Adams. I'm not sure what that means. Before the Detroit Tigers game. So we take a look at it. It says, who is Q? We'll zoom in for you. Who is Q? Do you ever wonder how all the bad guys get away with everything while regular working class people like you and me have to answer for everything? Do you know how much you were lied to by the mainstream crony capitalists and lobbyists? And so, we see that. Again, this was passed out to thousands of people, and somebody sent this in to me. Find Q here, QAnon Pub, QAnon app, Facebook, Praying Medic, and Destroying the Illusion, and then True Reporting. How amazing is that? I was so happy when she sent me this. So amazing. Here's the full flyer right here. And here we are down here, True Reporting, being handed out on a Detroit Tigers baseball game at the baseball game. So very cool, right? Just that recognition is incredible. I can't even believe it, to be honest. Right here, an anonymous posted, this is today. I've seen quite a few people lately posting about how the latest drops from Q have been underwhelming. A lot of lookbacks, a lot of callbacks on things we already know, a lot of pedophilia, things like that. But anyways, look, there are a lot of new eyes on this board and on Q's board. That's according to the mainstream media going public with Q. These eyes belong to people who probably had some inclination as to the corruption in Hollywood since the Me Too movement started, but I'm sure many of them have no idea what celebs and political figures get up to in their spare time. Q knows that these people are watching now. That is why he is digging up people's dirty laundry, and that is why he is bringing up old news. It may be old news to anons, but to normies just showing up, you can bet it's new to most of them. Those you trust are the most evil. How many people trust actors, pastors, and their local news anchors? These are all the figures we have grown up with. All of us, at least for a while, have been in this position. Imagine for a moment that you don't spend 10 hours a day on this chan. Imagine you suddenly see your favorite actor tweeting about eating and banging babies. This is why Q is bringing this up. Yeah, it's stupid old Twitter, but that is where most of these people are. And once you see this crap, you can never just go back to believing any of these people are sane and or good. If it may not be mind-shattering to those of us who see it every day, but you can bet your ass it is to normal people, and I concur with that. Also, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Watergate with Nixon. If Watergate was a pedogate and Hillary was on the legal team, is it possible that she got her hands on the photographs and videos, blackmail, and that is the source of her and Bill's power? Very smart. I think this Anon is definitely onto something that came out yesterday that I wanted to share with you. So she was on the legal team, I believe, on Nixon's during his presidency. So I may be wrong on that, but I'm fairly positive. And basically they're saying, is it possible that she got her hands on photographs and videos, considering that Watergate could be the former pedogate, and that's how they got Bill and Hillary got to be so powerful and to be one of the most horrendous criminals in all of this nation's history. So yeah, those are the memes for today. We can go over this real quick and then we'll end on Q. How about that? So this is a really short Serial Brain 2 article. Usually I just do the Serial Brain blogs on their own as like its own podcast, but this one's pretty short and I wanted to read it to you because it's pretty interesting. Q1830, the White Hat's fierce response to Skull and Bones 322. I told you in my previous post about the Skull and Bones attack against Trump in Scotland with the Greenpeace paraglider, which resulted with the tragic death of a Secret Service agent, Remagen. Basically, I think they said that he collapsed on the course from heat exhaustion, so I don't know about that. As you can see, this attack started on July 14, 2018, with a paraglider illegally landing on Trump's property in Scotland. Well, on August 8th, 2018, which was about 9 days ago, actually no, closer than that, about 6 days ago, it's the White Hat's turn to land something. What, he says, a Boeing 757-223. Where? In Little Rock, Arkansas. Bill Clinton's home? Who? The Justice Department. That's where they're landing, in Little Rock. Pretty cool, right? Each group makes something land on the other's property. So Skull and Bones, you thought Q and the White Hats were going to let you have a field day in Scotland without some kind of retaliation? Did you forget how Q operates since Moses, the 9 signs, the Red Sea? Did you forget? Nothing has changed. You are still here. We are still here. And I just looked at an old, it was just an old interview with Trump, and he was on Howard Stern, and he was talking about how he is very loyal. He's a loyalist, but he does not like when people cross his path and talk, and basically try to besmirch him. And he says that retaliation is one of his favorite things to do, and he hates these people, so he's going to come at them hard, as he's been doing with the trolling. And I believe he said something about Bruce Orr's wife, Nellie Orr, where he said that she was so beautiful. I was laughing pretty hard when I heard that he called her a beauty, and basically described Bruce Orr's wife as a beautiful woman, even though she looks like an old sea hag. Q1121 actions today. Raid in the kill box will be met with swift action. FBI burning midnight oil. Q. Now that we know the landing of this Boeing 757-223 in Little Rock is illustrating the principle of congruent forms, let's analyze it a little further and extract Q communications. First, we notice the White Hat's response occurred exactly 25 days after the Greenpeace paraglider incident. 25, that's 2 plus 23, and also 3 weeks plus 2 days plus 2 days. Do you see the 322? Do you see how it is inverted to signify opposition, retaliation? Amazing stuff. We'll check out this picture real quick. Serial Brain has a lot to do with this math, but he's not doing it. He doesn't see numbers every day. He's not crazy. He's already specified that he is, he's just good at what he does. Skull and Bones 322 receives responses 3 weeks and 2 plus 2 days later. So, won't let me drag. Here we go. So it says, well below par protesting paraglider, July 14, 2018, flies over the Scotland resort. Paraglider has flown over Donald Trump's Turnberry golf course in Scotland. The Greenpeace protester was trailing a banner saying Trump well below par. Police are currently searching the protester who breached a no-fly zone. Then we see here the Skull and Bones, but we'll scoot this way a little bit. We can check it out. Secret Service agent Traveling with Trump dies in Scotland after suffering a stroke. I believe it was a heat stroke. We see here August 8th, mystery as DOJ and FBI land a 757 jet in Clinton's hometown, Little Rock, Arkansas, loaded with boxes and documents. Okay, I saw a video today. I wish I could. Hold on, let me pause it. Alright, sorry guys, it was not the video I was thinking of. Basically, a video was surfaced on Facebook, which I'm banned, so I can't put it on this video, but it's basically a guy that's opening up crates that's just filled with money. There must have been, over $50 million just in these crates about the size of a like a suitcase. But that's irrelevant to, it's not relevant to this. So yeah, 322 skull and bones we see here. So we scoot over 3 weeks and 2 plus 2 days. So yeah, that is what he is referring to. So we'll go back here, but there is more. Have you noticed how Sessions has picked the Boeing model? It is a Boeing 757-223. That is the exact opposite of 322, Skull and Bones. Thank you, Sessions. We know you don't speak much, but boy, if you guys knew what he was cooking behind the scene. Q told us right here, 787, trust Sessions. So let's recap. Skull and Bones lands a paraglider on Trump's home in Scotland with a huge coded 322 on his banner. A few days later, we lose Secret Service agent Rimigan. 2 plus 23 days later, Sessions lands on Bill Clinton's home, Little Rock, a Boeing 757-223 with boxes full of documents. Then Q says, the Clinton Foundation, 888-373-7888. If you go back and check out my last podcast, you'll be able to understand what that means. It's basically a child trafficking line that's set up with the Clinton Foundation. In this excellent post, U White Squall informs us that this number is in fact, here we go, the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Do you see it? Need I say more? Q540. This will be the path forward with public outrage to jail many so-called untouchables. You, the people, have the power. Down she goes. So, we'll start here, August 12th, on these Q posts. And this is what I was talking about earlier, this Satan Twitter. And it says, I miss you, son, at Real Donald Trump. 1859 Q post. This Twitter account was referenced for a very specific reason. Holds many questionable messages from people of power and influence. These accounts are ran by big names, Q. So very strange, no? Then we see here, again, this is just Rainn Wilson again. What about eating human baby meat? We've gone over this before in past in a past podcast about all of that. Is this normal? The more you know, Q. So you can go back. I'll post. I'm not going to go over old information. Normal, right here we see an anonymous 4chan user recently posted a new photo of Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Pedo Island. The land features a temple atop a small mountain and has been the location of several underage sex parties arranged by Epstein and attended by several of the world's elite, including ex-President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton, Hollywood actors, and even member of the world's royal family. So we see here, this is a really good picture. I don't know how he did this, maybe Google Earth, or it's not, I guess, you can take pictures of it. I doubt you'll be able to get on it because it's private property, but Q says normal, Q. Then we go back up here, more Rainn Wilson, normal, the more you know. He just keeps saying normal because obviously it is not. So then we get into August 13th, which is today, 1862. Again, he posts this anti-fetish, which is, I know I pronounced it wrong because it's German, but 1933 Parliament wing of the Communist Party of Germany, 2017 Parliament wing of the Democratic Party of America, anti-fascist action. Fake news equals enemy of the people. Absolutely. This is what's, keeping all of us asleep. When that goes down, we'll wake up, the ones who haven't already. If all directions of this echo chamber, MSM in the kill box, state the same thing, even if fiction / false, do most people then consider it true, factual? Absolutely, because they're asleep. Direct communication is critical. Who controls the fake news? Why is Antifa allowed to incite violence, wear masks, make threats, use and carry weapons, and physically harm others who oppose their ideology? Why does Antifa attempt to justify such violence by labeling the challenger as alt-right or Nazi? Why doesn't the left condone such acts of violence and call for an immediate end? Because they always do the projecting. The people in the cabal, the people who are guilty, always point the finger. Why is Antifa allowed to do this and incite violence and wear masks? Why does Antifa attempt to justify such violence by labeling the challenger as alt-right or a Nazi? Because the MSM and Antifa and fake news, all of this is all in the same boat. It's all bought and paid for. It's there to keep the simulation alive. Why doesn't the left condone such acts of violence and call for an immediate end? Because they can't. They have to keep everything stirred up. And it's all bought and paid for. It's not, it's not grassroots. Define projection. Absolutely. We've gone over that 100 times on this channel. Define insurance policy. Define warning against attempts to unveil. Absolutely. Unveil the truth, right? In the kill box, they prey on emotionally unstable, helpless individuals and use them as pawns. Absolutely. What does Ray know, and when will he release to the public? Does such violence extremism justify NG deployment, National Guard deployment in the future ahead of planned public releases? So probe Antifa ideology underway. Ray tells House panel. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty incredible. Military spending bill, smile for the camera. Antifa terrorists freaking out over the proposed unmasking law. So basically there's probably going to be martial law. National Guard brought in just to shut down this organization, to do something with the capabilities of, putting them in the dirt. So we see here, 1863, Bill Maher. For those who said I was off comparing Michelle Bachmann at the debate on Wednesday with Planet of the Apes. Whoa, remember when Roseanne did that? Sean Hannity, Fox News, The Real Roseanne. Do not let this hypocrisy stand. Fight. Much more coming. Q. So, get that out there. Spread this all over Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, everywhere you can. And let's get that out there, right? 1864, Trump Tower meeting looks increasingly like a setup by Russia and Clinton operatives. Just more of the same. Q. It's just more lies, we have to keep this Russian narrative alive. But, all of us know that it's a bunch of horse manure. But that is it for me, guys. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you would care to donate to my Patreon, all donations $10 and more will get you free shipping of merch. The merch will be coming out with a new website mid-September. Please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. I post here and there, a couple times a day. And that should be it. I hope to talk to you guys soon, probably Wednesday. I try to do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe once on Sunday. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful Monday evening. Take care of one another, love one another, and we will talk to you very soon. Have a good one. Bye.